look at life for the southern people, like a small town, nothing's real. Mama's still doing wrong, don't tell the preacher. Nothing really changes except the weather. If you can't say something nice, you don't say nothing at all. Don't want you up in my life, 'cause you talk too much. I could leave it all, I'm feeling low. Find myself on a brand new road. If you can't say something nice, you don't say nothing at all. Don't want you up in my life, 'cause you talk too much, y'all. Gotta go to church on Sunday, get a dose of the southern truth. Grandma's house is just down the way, and she's missing you.
Saturday, Dave in the AM, aka the Cornbread Man. We have been on the go this morning. We have been out and about. Of course, we went live from Ringgold. If you saw that earlier, nice cold morning. Made some nice connections today. Got some folks that going to come on the show, and transplanted from the great state of North Carolina down on an area close to where I originally went to church at. And they're doing some homesteading and have some diving experience and used to do some podcasting. So we're going to hook up with them and future show. And we're just out and about. We did some videos, one from the jail, not inside the jail, but one from the jail, and just highlighting local landmarks. We did have approval for that. Happy Saturday. Remember, the show is brought to you by SFP Coffees, and we are excited about our coffee line. And there you go. Use that QR code, and you can order you some of the Southern Fried Podcast coffees. There's many more blends than what's showed on the screen here, and it's great coffee. I don't have to sell that; they'll sell itself. You order some. You get the 12 ounce. Most of those, shipping included, are less than $20. You can't beat that on mail, and you'll get 5% off on your first order as you go there if you'll just sign up with your email. And you can't beat it. Also, our newest affiliate is, the Hodge Twins. We're going to leave that on the screen a little bit. Love those guys. Oh, yeah. And use that QR code. Get you some great merch items as well. We have our store for the Southern Fried, and we're going to be adding more to that. I've been saying that, but it's coming. I've been getting them together. Then I have to take time and put them in the store. We're going to get some Christmas items together here very soon and get ready for the new year. Got some exciting things going on with that. But Patriot Mobile, make the switch today. Use that promo code Cornbread, And I'm a Patriot Mobile supporter, customer, pleased customer. So is Robert. And I think I have a total of four phones that I see one, two, three, four or five. I think it's four that's on Patriot Mobile. Great customer service, America based. They're definitely pro First and Second Amendment. They love the Lord, and they're not afraid to share that. So some of our affiliates that we're with, and we appreciate them very much. And we've been out working today to get some not advertising. We like to help small business, and we've reached out today even to a small business. I'm thinking we're going to be able to do some stuff together for our pet show, Southern Claws and Paws, work in that area. And they said they'd definitely be in touch. So a local grooming place, and we want to highlight them. We want to help them. But happy Saturday. Hope you're doing great. And don't forget the Ascending group. And we're going to be getting a QR code for that. New website's going up as we also tandem up with them and do some work with that group. They're awesome folks, and they can help you with your financial planning. And they also love the Lord, and that's one of the coolest things is that they promote the Lord Jesus Christ in all they do. But it's a beautiful day. It's a cool day to start. Hope that you have great plans. If you're a sports fan, of course, today, keep your fingers crossed, Georgia fans. It's the Florida Georgia game. And I've heard rumors they may be taking our defensive coordinator for their next coach. I don't know. I don't know. But today, you got to go down. And game 7 of the Dodgers and the Blue Jays, the World Series, will be settled this weekend. And we'll see what happens with that. Um, some people like the Dodgers, some like the Blue Jays. Some say they're Canadian. We got to root for American team. Whatever your flavor. Have fun with that. Had a great time last night on Front Porch Talking with the Three Ravens Publishing, threeravenspublishing.com. And that's going to be an ongoing basis for us as we work with them on their releases and talking to authors. If you write or would love to write, we're going to have some shows about that, and that's what last night's show was. It was a book release party for It Came from the Trailer Park series or anthology, and I've ordered it on Kindle. You can get audio however you want it through Amazon and some others, or through their website. And it's these are fun books. They're fun books. They've got all different types of scary monster type stuff, but they have humor in them, and they're really good. I really like the series. It's a fun bunch of books, and there's great writers, and that whole process of writing, getting submitted, the submission, the rejections, and every once in a while that acceptance and how fun that is for them. We're going to continue to explore that. And a matter of fact, as I sit here, I just got a Kindle update about the latest book that I got, and it was because I just followed the editor there at Three Ravens Publishing, and it just popped me up a message on my computer. So a great relationship. Every quarter or so, you will see those folks come in. We'll announce it plenty ahead of time, and try not to get it around a holiday so they don't have family things to do, and get as many of them as we can on the air to talk about the process of writing, to be an author, whatever genre you are, whether it's true crime, horror, whatever it is, whatever your like is on that. I think most people have a desire to write something. It's just within us to get those stories out. Some do it, and it goes back to the storytellers, the great storytellers that throughout our history, those that came from the old country and they came over, and they were great storytellers. The musicians, the storytellers, that was your entertainment, and those oral traditions and stories that were passed down throughout the generations and through the people's families. Those are fun things, and if we don't continue to learn those and share those, we lose them. Think of all the songs and all the stories that have been lost through time. Every once in a while, there's ability by some to go and get that back, but once it's gone, it's really kind of gone, and you want to be able to tell those stories. So, but yeah, that was fun last night, and we appreciate them coming on. But go to Three Ravens Publishing.com. My mouth does not want to work. Maybe I'm still cold. I didn't finish my coffee. I was on my second cup. We got busy. We went to the local jail and did it's not even online yet. We did a spot from the parking lot. They actually approved us for inside in the lobby, and I was amazed at that. But and I know people that test. We weren't there to do that. We're just there to do a story. We want them to know we're not trying to test the system and all that. But just part of our series of landmarks within the area, the cities that we're in, and that's one that unfortunately a lot of people know about. And we hope that that's a life changer as you go forward. We also did one at a local gun store, and we're going to highlight them during our show, Long Live the Second Amendment. And we believe in that right for protection, that right to the Council Doctrine to be able to protect your family and your belongings extended to your car, motorcycle. Be looking for that. That show is on Sunday nights. And, we had a nice visit with those folks. We'll be doing business with them. They're going to gain some money out of it for sure. We looked at some nice selections. Great guys, been in business for a long time. North Georgia Gun Trader, North Georgia Gun Trader. Those in the local area, you know them well. I also want to highlight this new company, Southern Shadows. I always think I'm going to forget it. Southern Shadows, and they're going to be on our history show, and that's usually on Tuesday night, I think it is, or Thursday. I'm trying to settle on which night, but we're going to have her on a Hump Day show on Wednesday, the 12th of November. Miss Courtney, brand new, just did the ribbon cutting yesterday, and they do history talks, and they do ghost tours and all that. And that's a big thing, the scavenger hunts. And we had a great time with them. They said history never rests, book now, and there's a QR code there if you would like. If I can get that clear enough, you could do that through the screen, I'm sure. Follow them, give them sign up, give them your email, and get to know these folks. They're great people, and of course, we love history here, and we're talking about the Battle of Chickamauga right now. And we're covering the history of that. Last night, I did a biography of some of the major generals that were involved in that on both sides of the battle. And I want to continue that this coming week. We're going to do more about some of those people and the others that were not generals, but were characters that were well known that were here at the time. And we're not even done with the major generals yet. We've got some more to do, but we want to get a biographical sketch, talk, and then get down on the ground level, talk about the troop movements and stuff like that. We're going to have video and pictures as well, but she's going to come on the history show as well. We're going to have our Hump Day views, and then we're going to bring her back on the history. And we won't tell every little thing for Herb Talks, but we'll give just enough that maybe if you're in the local area, we want to drive some business their way. And we're hoping to team up on something. They seemed agreeable to that, and we hope that we can do that. That would be a lot of fun, going to the Southern Fried on a ghost tour. That would be great. That would be amazing, and I would love to do that. Appreciate you, Dean Potts. Sorry, I was flipped over on another screen there, but Half Pine Forge. Good morning, there, Steve. We've got to do our next Long Live the Second Amendment show as well. Go Dodgers, Dean. What the heck is that? Not Cornbread Mom, Cornbread Man. I am the Cornbread Man. Yeah, I see that. I do see the chat. I just had it covered up. I was still on another screen. So forgive me. Have mercy on an old man who sometimes is. I'm thawing out. It was a little cool this morning. We had a guy step out. You'll like this, Steve, if you're still out there. Had a guy step out, and we're on this. We did it from the sidewalk. If you see that Saturday morning with Paul. Cornbread and Man and Biscuit Boy, we're calling that. But anyway, he steps out. He goes, I can tell you people down here in the South don't know what cold is. And he goes, I said, well, he's from up north somewhere. And we were talking about being up north. And because he saw our jackets, he's like, this ain't cold, blah, blah, blah. Come on, dude. You got out of a heated car and walked in a coffee shop. You took 40 steps and you're inside, and we're on the street, for an hour or more, and we're doing a show. So I'd like to meet him again. He sounded like a hoot. Have Fun said he upgraded his streaming setup. As you know, I'm working on figuring out how to restream stuff on my own channel. Yes, yes. I hope that you just so I can use my time on your podcast to stream hours as well. Yeah, and so yeah, that would be great, man. We want you to be able to capture that, and we appreciate you coming in from the Twitch sides of thing. And yes, I did see the chats, but thanks for being in the show today. This is a Saturday morning chat, and we've been out and having some fun. Like I said, we tried to get a bail bondsman on the show. He declined. We was going to give him a little prop time, and not that you ever want to have to use one, but if you do, you do. And he was a nice guy. We had a nice talk with him. He just didn't want to go on camera. But we had a nice talk, and then we had a ball at the gun store, North Georgia Gun Trader. You're going to be hearing a lot more about them. They had a really nice Citadel pump shotgun. Oh my goodness, this thing! I'm telling you, for the taxes and all, only around $400. And me and Paul both fell in love with it, and we both got to get permission to buy that. I just got to get the money. I don't have the money right now, but Paul was like texting his wife, "Can I buy this?" She didn't respond right away. I think that's probably a good reason for that. Steve, did you have a good show last night, man? I was so busy with our show, I didn't even get a time to check on you at the Half Pine Forge Live. Y'all give him a follow, Half Pine Forge Live. Great show on the Rumble side of things. And if you don't have the Rumble app, please get it. It's free. You can pay the premium and knock out all them commercials. But get that, I didn't have a show last night. Took the night off. Well, Steve didn't get hammered on a Friday night. So I better than Go Bubba. No, it's not. No, it's not, Dean. Dean's already for the big race tomorrow. He's rooting for Bubba. He knows he is. He's on the Bubba train just like I am for 2026. No, I'm just kidding, man. I know you're not gonna you're not rooting for Bubba, but yeah, it was it ought to be a good race. I'm looking forward to it. And but LSU fired their coach. You know, they did. And there's rumors that Georgia's coach is going to be at Florida. I don't know. Steve said he posted a short video letting everyone know I was burned out and had to take it easy for the night. Going to do some streaming early either today and or tomorrow, though. Okay, good to know. If you're on today, I might be able to tune in for a few minutes, depending on what time it is. From my office, going to do some CAD work. Good, good. And if it's tomorrow, if I'm not online, because I'm not going to be online the rest of the day, I will be looking in on Killer Carl tonight, I'm sure. And of course, that Georgia game, I'm going to have to tune into that, even though I'm working. That's going to be on in the background and watch my dogs. But if you go live, well, I'll see. I should see the notification. Rumble's pretty good about it. There was a time when I didn't know when people were going live, but it's pretty good about giving me notifications. So on the Rumble, so I appreciate that. Facebook does a good job of that too. And I'm not streaming live on Instagram right now, but they do a pretty good job as well of letting you know that your folks online. Hey, Steve, by the way, got a guy I just met. You would love to meet this guy. He's going to be on the podcast, we hope, next Saturday. He is from North Carolina. He moved to Georgia. He's a diver. He's an engineer. Guys, he's already a rescue diver, but he's one step away from being. He'll be a what do you call it, a teacher or master or whatever they call it. But you would love the shirts that he designs and his family was wearing, and we'll talk about it at the time. But let's just say that he's not going to let the family. The whole family is prepared. We'll just say it that way. They are prepared for whatever they have. He has three. They have 6 kids altogether. 3 of those are stepchildren, and they're doing a homestead down here, and they're anyway. His wife. Let's just say it this way. She had a shirt on that basically said what they do to pedophiles if they mess with their kids on the back, and we noticed that right off the bat. But we talked to him for quite a bit. He's going to be on the show with us pretty soon, I believe. He was very excited about it. Steve said, "Well, here's the thing. I tend to get a little lost in my designs. Sorry, my computer is acting up. Probably because I had it out in the cold today. I had it all out in the cold, and it doesn't like the cold and connecting up. So we'll see if it connects up this time." Um, Here's the thing. So it might be a ginormous stream. If I fall down a rabbit hole, it might go over 4 or 5 hours. Well, that's cool. Yeah, that's up there with Angry Conservative 1981. He does a lot of long shows like that. Get along great with engine nerds as long as they don't design stuff to for me to machine. Denny. No, Denny. No. No. That's pretty much what was being said on that show or that shirt, not show. Stuck in the loop here, and I don't know what's going on with my stuff. We're just going to turn that off because it's been a pain in the rumpus. But it's okay. But Dean, no Denny, man. Nobody named Denny should win anything. I'll go to Denny's. Oh yeah. Well, he said he taught his girls when you meet somebody, always be kind, respectful, friendly, but always be ready to kill if needed. Yeah, because you never know who's the nutcase out there, who's the guy that wants to put you down the hole in the ground or other things. So, well, it made me think of it. It made me think of it. I do like that. What does Denny's have? They have that slam. Is that what's called, the All Star Slam or something like that? You design your own breakfast. That's pretty good. I like that. For lunch, they used to have this steak meal that I liked. They don't have that anymore. They have what do I usually get? I think I just get for lunch. I think I just do burgers and fries and stuff. But we don't have a Denny's in my area. That's the bad part. I have to go to uh, Dalton to a truck stop of all places, or I have to go to Cleveland, Tennessee. There is not a Denny's in my area. He likes their skillet meals. They have a pretty good special too, and but Denny's is like Waffle House though. Nothing against my Denny's, I love them, but they can have a little drama go on in their restaurants sometimes too. And I say that from experience. I have went in and seen the cook and the waitress in a full on cussing fight, storming out the door, and then I was like, "Are we going to get it? Is the cook? He was the cook. Are we going to be able to get a meal?" They said, "Oh, they do that all the time. They're boyfriend and girlfriend, and they'll be back in a minute. They'll be all lovey dovey, and he'll cook you food. But if not, I'll go back and cook it." And I'm like, "Are you kidding?" Okay, Dean. Corey Haim won the truck championship. Salute to Corey Haim. Xfinity today, and I'm sure that will be Al. Oh my goodness, how do you say his last name? I can't think of how to say it right now, but you'll throw it in there for me. There's a local diner that I like. Food's not anything amazing, but the staff is easy on. Makes up for it. Oh, I get you, man. I get you. So you go hang out the local diner when you got some free time as a single man, and you go there and say, "Hey, recognize the blacksmith here? I'm a blacksmith. We swing a hammer." Oh, Steve, have you ever produced merch for your store besides the? I know the stuff you make, but like I know you have the stickers. But do you have a store with shirts and stuff yet, or is that something you're thinking about putting your logo on shirts, hats, and stuff at least? To start. That would be cool. I know we have our store, and we've sold some things out of it, shirts and hats and mugs. And I've got to get some new. I've got new designs galore to get up. I am working on two fronts right now. I'm working on an outdoor theme right now. It's under a new name, and working in conjunction with some other folks that have a very outdoorsy love of outdoors and stuff, and really get into the cryptid hunts and all that stuff. And we're kind of developing some stuff on that right now. Been posting a little bit about it, but there'll be more to come soon. So be looking for that. Wolf Nation is something that I'm just on my own working on, and just something that doesn't really fit, as far as what we do the Southern Fried, but it's definitely something that I enjoy. And just kind of just trying to explore my own likes and stuff, and some other folks that are similarly like that. And we're hoping to go on a ghost tour. I, I can't wait. We got some ideas we're working on. Bandanas would be great for you. I don't think anybody would pay what I'd have to charge, but my bandanas for around 12 or 13 bucks each, but that's because they're American made and great quality. Well, here's the deal. If you make that, if you put that up in your store, I'll buy it. I'll buy one. But you got to have, let's see, a good color would be, for me, would be black or blue, not pink, unless it's for my wife. But I would, you know what? I support small business and American made products. So the coffee mugs would be good. Yeah, that's, uh, well, I can tell you how to get around that. That it wouldn't be hard for you at all. But coffee mugs is a possibility. Yes. Uh, so yeah, just and I know I'm not saying anything that you haven't thought of, but no, not Connor Zillich. Although he could be the one. The other guy, Algier. What's his name? Dean, help me out. My brain's not working right now. Oh my goodness, I know his name. I can't think of it. That's just the plain bandana, though, Dave. You throw a custom print on there and shipping, breaking even would be. Da, 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 da. Well, I don't know, dude. I think that we could we could work out something where you would. I tell you what, we'll have to talk, man. If you want to, we could do a co-venture here, and I bet we could beat that. It'd be American made, honestly, and we could send the profits your way, if you want to collaborate a little bit. Something. Just think on it. Let us know, because we've got some sources that do some really good stuff, and we could work with them. I'm sure we could work out something. We'll figure it out. You know. Well, yeah. There's all kinds of things you can do, and you just have to just reach out and talk to people. And you're good at that. We love doing it, and all that people can say is no, but you never know when they're going to say yes. And a lot in business and marketing and everything, there's always a little bit of, things that can be done, in conjunction. And we're kind of starting out that way. We're trying to get in with a lot of businesses and help them out. And we'll see where that goes later. But we just seriously want to help small business. I've been buying from them for so long. I'm a loyal customer, but sure. Yeah, man. I think it'd be good for you to do, honestly. I think that'd be really good. That would fit your model really well. I know you have the half pine logo, and I like that logo. But do you have anything that has like the hammers crossed, or something that could be like a HP or whatever? That would be cool too to have as another kind of. That would look good on a hat, like have the blacksmith hammers. Do you have you done anything like that too? That would be cool to, and you could put like the half pine across the back of a hat or something, with like half pine forward, um, live or whatever, or .com, or whatever you want to do. But I like that. There's some they're weapons sellers, and they do that with knives and axes and stuff. I love those kinds of things. I think in my billfold, I think I've what what are you talking about, Dean? I think in my billfold I got a business card for a local place, and I love their. I wouldn't take their logo or nothing like that, but you can get ideas off of stuff. And let me see if I've got that here. It's one of those where you go through axes and stuff like that, and I really like their logo. And so when you're talking about that, like this was theirs. I do have it. This is theirs. And they, what I'm talking about is like you cross the axe. That was the axes, but you could cross the hammers or something like that. And that would be, you could even include that, your logo kind of too. That'd be cool. Um, let's see. He says I could try to work on some type of logo that's more print friendly. The two bandanas I have with my brand on it was done with a circuit machine and a press. She said it was a major pain in the butt. Well, and that's what I'm saying. If you could get something that's easy like that, you could do like the crossing your hammers or something and have in there the HP or half pine above and below. There's all kinds of little logo ideas like that. Um, you know, and like me, I use all the technology I can, and I just keep working at it until I get something that really fits for what I'm looking for. I save a lot of money because I'm not a graphic artist, and God bless those who are. But sometimes my budget doesn't allow me to do something like that. So I have worked with local print companies and got some things done. But most of our stuff has all been made by people that we know or ourselves. Yeah, Justin Algier, however you say his name, Algier, is that Algier? Um, yeah, he'll win today. Not Connor. Connor's not winning today. This guy's going to win, Dean. Just say it. Nothing against Connor. I think this guy's riding it. He's going to win today. What time's that race come on, friend? What time's that race come on? And then college football today, like I said, the Dogs, the Gators, 3:30. Let's get it on. I know y'all probably not football fans, but I like me some football. Steve said I got super lucky when I figured out my logo was super simple. I made it myself. Nobody coming at me with their hand out, expecting royalties. Yeah, that's the way we. That's the best way, man. Honestly, because one day when you're super rich, they come with their hand out. Hey, I want my cut. I'll help you with that. It reminds me one time I nearly got in trouble. I should have kept my mouth shut. I never learned how. For a shy, quiet guy, some things just irked me so bad. I was buying scalp tickets to a Braves game. This is back in the '90s, and I passed this one guy up. I didn't like the way he looked. I'll be honest with you. I didn't like his look. I didn't trust him. My gut said no. But unfortunately, I didn't know his. He was holding tickets as well, and they were all working together. I talked to the next guy who was a nice guy, and I got 3 tickets, 18 rows back for $90. Not bad, not bad. You wouldn't get that now. Right in line with the home plate. I mean, it was great seats. We had a great day. So this guy says, "Yeah, man, I got you." He said it'll be 30 a piece, and I said, "All right, sounds good," because I was trying to do it for around $100, and I figured if I found the right guy, I'd get it. And the uh, the guy hollered at the other guy that I passed by. He said, "Hey, bring me 3 tickets up here." So he comes up there, and I buy the 3 tickets. And this guy, he looks like he's not even 5 foot tall. I'm not making fun of anybody. He's not even 5 foot tall to me, or he's 5 foot nothing, or whatever. And he looks at me and he goes, "Where's mine? Where's mine?" And I said, "What do you mean? Where's yours?" He goes, "I want a tip. I want a tip." I said, "What do you mean you want a tip?" He said, if it weren't for me, you wouldn't have known about him. So I want my tip. I want my cut." And I said, "I got a tip for you. And I won't say the words that I said because I was talking a little different in those days. I was not going to church. I told him to get a job, but I added in some expletives. And he got mad. I mean, I just told him flat. I said, "You get a job, dude. Y'all all working together. You got your cut. You talk to your friend here." I said, "You'll not get a cent out of me. You got that?" And the guy looks at me, and another guy goes, "Hey, man, be cool. There's no sense in causing a scene or anything." I said, "Tell your friend here." I said, he took it to a level it needed to go to. I don't like his attitude. And my wife, she takes off, and my best friend, he's taking off. Cook, one of my best friends. I've got three or four. One of them's deceased, but anyway, he's like, "Come on, Dad, he's bigger than me," and I'm like, and the guy got mouthy, and the guy kind of stepped in between us, and I'll tell you, it was one of those moments where I probably should have used better sense, but I was mad, and I didn't like his attitude. He was got smart with me, and I called him out. I said, "You're a punk, man. You're nothing but a punk." The guy's like, "You just go on to your game, man. Go on to your game, man." He was telling the other guy to shut up. He was pretty cool, but I'm telling you right now, man, that is one of the times in my life I have been madder than I've ever been, and that is in the top three. I can tell you. And I am, and whether it was smart or not, I was ready to throw down on this guy. I'd had enough. I mean, he just was condescending. He got smart. It was gimme, 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 and like I guess he thought he could intimidate me. And I was like, ain't no way, man. In fact, I told him, I said, over my dead body. I went there, from my cold, dead hands. I mean, that's where I went. And sometimes in life, you just have to make the stand. And later, Lynn's like, "You could have got cut, you could have got shot. It wasn't smart." And I've had friends tell me that, and I'm like, right there that day, I'm telling you what, I was all in. I was all in, and you hit. It's very hard for me to ever get that kind of mad. Where I talk about the red dot on your forehead, that kind of like a laser, man. That day, I was that mad, and I didn't care. I did not care, and I'm just not going to be pushed around like that. That just ticked me off because listen, you're out here conducting an illegal enterprise anyway. Let's not act like you're out here being climbing a mountain and giving people wisdom. You're out here ripping off people as it is. But I can't that. We're both getting some out of this. Don't make it anything more than that. Like, you're not my buddy. You're not my friend. I don't owe you nothing in life. So, oh yeah, the finder's fee jerks who want cash in history. I can't stand it, man. And they feel like that they can intimidate you, and you're going to you're going to concede to that, or see. And I don't know, man. I'm quick tempered. It takes me a long time to ever get mad. I don't like the way it makes me feel to be mad. But there are certain things, like you hit my wife or my kid, it's on, man. It is on. I mean, you're going to get everything I got, but but there's little things like that really tick me off. You can call me a name; it doesn't bother me. You can call me a name. I'm a big boy; I can handle that kind of thing. But it's just sometimes, man, you just got to make that stand. My daddy always said that there's a time to walk away, there's a time to make a stand, and for me, that was the day. This may shock you, but I've only had one person ask for a family discount, and it was one of the first things he asked. So I'm blessed with a lack of handout seekers. Well, yeah, and I wouldn't say for now. I wouldn't say that I've had a lot of that, but I have had it through life, and I've always tried to help people when I can. I mean, I'm the kind of guy that gives his shirt off my back. I mean, I have compassion for people, but I don't like to be shook down. I don't like that. Um, Hello, Spartan. How are you doing? And happy Saturday to you. But I just don't like that, man. I mean, you know, there was a comments this weekend about a guy. I didn't see it, but he was begging for food at a local establishment. Of course, a lot of people gave him money, which is probably what he wanted. Yeah, happy Halloween, Spartan. And he they said that somebody said they watched him, and somebody come up and gave him a bunch of food, and when they pulled off, he throwed it in the woods. And after he left, they went over to make sure that it was still there, and it was. He just took all this food and threw it in the woods. And they said, the people that posted this is people in my local area, said the guy came back out there. He got out of a really nice SUV, and he's wearing a mask over his face, so you can't tell who he is. And he's just got a sign begging for food. The dude is obviously a scammer. And that just ticks me off because there are a lot of people who are really homeless. There's a lot of people who have no food, or they go hungry every night. And to see somebody like that, that irks me right there. I mean, you know what? I just ignore most things. I'm big about staying out of people's business. You know what? as long as you don't cross it over into my lane, I don't get in people's business. I may have my opinion. I keep it to myself most of the time. On the podcast, I do just for the sake of discussion. But I don't get in people's business. I don't want them in my business. I'm here to help people, lift them up if I can. But sometimes you gotta let your voice be heard. And anyway, it just irks me. It's like you're doing business with somebody and you feel like they got smart with you. That don't sit well with me. Don't talk down to me. And I don't do this whole I I pay your tax. I'm a taxpayer. I don't really like to go that route. It really it doesn't matter to me in that part. What part to me is respect. It doesn't matter where you're making your money. It's respect. Treat people with respect. I always say I'm going to give people respect. I just demand it back. And yeah, I've probably at times not meaning to. I probably offended somebody. I mean, Lord knows today you can offend anybody. But I try to treat people the way I want to be treated. The golden rule. And I'm a happy-go-lucky guy. I'm not looking to. I don't like to be mad. I don't like to be angry. I like to laugh and cut up and go on. Sometimes in life you got to get serious about a few things. I get that, but most of the time I'm just looking to, have. There's enough crap in the world. You don't need me dragging you down with that. So, you should give everyone a UBI of $200, remove the EBT, give everyone a safety net, or give nothing. Well, there's a lot. There's a lot of scamming going on out there. There's a couple who sit on the little concrete curb delta to grocery store parking lot in my town. They sit there on their phones all day with signs begging for money. They've been there for years. Yeah, man, that's just I remember one day I was getting off the interstate. We had been down in Atlanta doing some ministry, and we were getting off the exit to get some gas and let the ladies use the restroom and all. And I think that was around Cartersville, Emerson, somewhere in there. I think it was Emerson, Georgia. And there was a guy there, and he had his little girl, and he had a sign up, and he was asking for money, and he was crying. And I read his face. Everything in his face told me that he didn't like standing there. He didn't want to be there. And people had gave him some money. I didn't have any cash on me at the time to give him, but when I went to the store, I made sure, and I went back because the way he was positioned, I had to get back on the interstate, go south, get back off, and get back on because I was headed north, and I went back and got off the interstate there just so I could give him a little bit of money. And what he was asking for is they just had their car was broke down, they just hit a hard time, and they just looking for a little hand up, and it was real hard for him to even look up. He was so embarrassed to even ask, but his body language, everything about it, there's no way this guy was a scammer. You just know. And he was. I mean, every time somebody gave something to him, and he was in tears. I mean, he was just so thankful for the grace that was being extended. You want to help somebody like that. Um, Spartan says a guy has no legs gets healthcare money for rent, EBT, so on from the government. If I was 18, it would make business sense to cut my legs off the knees and live for free for life. Well, and I want to tell you, there is a guy that works for a place that I guard, and he told me, he said, all of my cousins say I'm a fool. He said they sit at home and play video games every day and they get the freebies off the government and they tell me, they laugh at me and mock me. And he said, I don't want that. I want to make my own way. I don't want to be beholden to nobody. I want to do it my way with my strength, my intelligence, my knowledge, and make something of myself. But he said they sit at home all day long. And this is the way he told me. I'm not making it up. They sit at home all day long, play the video games, and laugh at the world. That's the problem we have in the world. I mean, it is. I choose give nothing social nonsense. Sick of having my paycheck stolen to pay people who sit on their butts. And I agree. And our country is filled. 42, what was it? 42% of the country is on some sort of government, the SNAP benefits or something. Is that what I seen? crazy stuff. And then you take in those that are not citizens is a huge part of that. It's time to check up and do something different here in America. People are coming here to live off of the government and off of us and not making their way. Now there are plenty who are doing the right things, working hard. I know them, and they become citizens and they make the country better. But the freeloaders, I say offload them. Let's get rid of them. We can't do that anymore. I mean, the country is in so much debt as it is, and it's you got to have people paying in. I mean, Social Security, they've robbed it blind. There's no money left. They're going to have to infuse cash into that, or it's going to dry up. I mean, it's ridiculous. In fact, I think they're going to take some of the tariff money and pay down debt, but also pay into Social Security and kind of get that more solvent. I mean, the business people understand that, and this country is just taking and taking and taking in debt for all their little pet projects. They don't say no to nothing they want, and we're in the mess we are because there's no fiscal responsibility. And there are states that are bankrupt. They have no money. They're just going deeper in debt. Some states are doing really good. The cash reserves are in the billions. Georgia is a very strong state, has a great business. The business is good in Georgia, and they have been able to put back a lot of money. Don't always like the politics here, because that can be ugly. But I will say, business is booming in Georgia, and we're not a bankrupt state. We're not. The rich also get huge contracts from. You're right. Another class of freeloaders that pretend to be smart business people. You're right, and they all tie in together, and they wash each other's hands. And a lot of those government contracts come through the military. We know this, and I love the military, but that's the deal. That's the backdoor deals that are happening for different states. Those people have got their hands, and they get a huge cut. The politicians, they do, and they're dealing with some billionaire over here who runs XYZ company who gets the huge government contract for a price that is outrageous, way above what it costs to build the thing that they make for the military. That's why we get probably $100 light bulbs now, but that's where all that comes from. Is the government just throws money out there. Now I know there's also a lot of red tape and stuff, and they can cut that spigot off as quickly as they can offer it through regulation. There's a lot of ways they can, they can rip you, but and you got to have some checks and balances. I get that, or some people would just do. They're bad people out there, but you don't want regulation to choke business, and you got to be able to have business. And now they just, like you said, they just tax us from every different angle. Think about driving a car. How many different taxes you pay to operate that vehicle? From basically your registration, your tags, your insurance, all that has taxes on it. Your gasoline you put in it, for the road taxes and gas taxes, and I mean it just goes on and on and on. Everything that you do to that car has a tax attached to it. You're buying parts for it. You're getting stuff done to it. We're constantly paying taxes out for every service, everything we buy. It never stops. And then the politicians get on there and they say, vote for this splost. It's only 1 cent. 1 cent. No, it's a lot of cents, because I'm paying it left and right and everywhere, upside down and inside out. And it costs us all a lot of money. And food prices go up, energy prices go up. Housing is off the scale right now. My gosh. That people are starting to build downsized houses now. They can't afford to build the bigger ones, which also hurts companies like mine. It is flooring. You're going to sell less flooring for the house. It takes more houses to be built, apartments and everything else, because the floor space is a lot smaller because they can't afford to build the big ones. So they're scaling down the houses. It's all a plan. I mean, we know that. Um, Half Pine says it's not freeloading if those businesses are providing something. I'd sooner support someone who's simply taking advantage of an overpaying government than someone who's doing nothing productive and expecting someone else to pay their bills while they waste oxygen. Well, amen. I mean, they're doing business. I get it. If somebody says, "Hey, I want you to build 1,000 widgets," and for the widget that cost you it's going to cost you $20 to build it, all cost included, and you're selling it back to them for 100. Who's going to say, "Well, I think we should take a little less"? You're not going to do that. You're going to take what they're willing to offer you. I mean, that's just the way it goes. And if you have the exclusive contract on that, then nobody else can cut you out. That's the way it is. Nobody's going to turn down money. They're not going to say, "Well, it didn't cost me that much to build it. We'll take a lot less." No, you reinvest that in the company, and yeah, you put pocket and retirement and everything else. But that's what they do. But those contracts are worth a lot of money. You think about the billions and billions of dollars that are spent at Lockheed and others like it that build, the military transport planes and fighter jets and all that. Man, big, we're talking big time money. When they come back around, they have to build a new prototype and stuff. I mean, they invest in a lot of money in that to get that contract again, and that is people's jobs on the line. Absolutely, a lot of jobs. As far as the government overpay, we are finally getting people in government who are pointing this stuff out. Hopefully, we stay on track to eliminate or at least reduce that. And I would agree with that too. Cleaning house a little bit, getting the overhead down, and getting deals that are much more in line. I was glad to hear that they made the deal with China, even though I don't like deals with China, but they do buy a lot of our soybeans and other things, and our farmers need that. And they were in danger of losing a lot of their crop this year, and it was going to be devastating. They've agreed, and there's more money in Asia instantaneously take millions of bushels, and then with the hope that in the months to come, there's even going to be more business in Asia. That's good news for the soybean producers and other crops that we're selling outside the country, not company. And I'm glad to hear that, because that was alarming. That got ugly fast, because they had already lost some market share to some other places, and once those contracts are set, you're not going to be. It's going to be hard to get it back, because nobody wants to switch back and forth. So they stepped in, got a deal done pretty quick, and that's good news. So that was going to be extremely devastating. I would love for some way for beef prices to come down. They're so expensive. Even chicken's high now, but beef is extremely high. I love beef, and I hate that it's getting really hard to be able to afford, your steaks and stuff. It's crazy what costs are getting at. Just for you yourself to go out to eat sometime. That's crazy what people are charging for a meal now. But it's not just the steak; it's the produce, that tomatoes and onions and all this stuff that went so high. Some places will leave it. Won't There's they charge you more. Obviously, a lot of places do, or they don't even stock. They don't even get it in, because the quality is not that good, and they're not going to pay what it's going to cost them, and so they'll say no tomatoes at this time or something like that. I've seen that many times. So we have a new in our in the county next to me, we have a new. It's not going to be the processing plant or the killing plant for the chickens, but it's going to be the cook area. They're going where they cook and get them ready for market, so it's cleaner. But that's coming into our area as well. It's taking some workers too. A lot of people are going to get jobs at those places, but jobs are still moving into Georgia. So we it's been good for us. I got to say, our state, for all the crapola that goes on here, business has relocated here a lot. In Tennessee is the same. Alabama, South Carolina. That's you know, and yeah, there's controversy too. Some of the tax agreements they've gotten, but there is a lot of business here in the area, and population has exploded pretty well. It's just housing, getting enough housing to for them to live in. That's a challenge right now across the nation, but especially across these states. Texas would be another one. No tax there. Arizona, Tennessee, no state tax. So income tax. So a lot of companies are moving in because, and people love it because it's cheaper to live. People are moving south, and if and they're the local car manufacturer who has the VW, who has in Chattanooga, the union there is threatening to walk at any minute because they want more and more and more, and they're going to end up if they're not careful. This union is going to force Mexico's going to move to. I mean, VW is going to move everything to Mexico. And I get you're fighting for different benefits and stuff, but it sounded like the latest package was very, very fair by the company, and they're threatening to walk unless they get every single thing they want. They better be careful with that. That's all I'll have to say. Better be careful with that. Um, Spartan says, during my childhood, it was always normal to buy strawberries from people in the street. Today, stupid city guard kind of police gives them tickets, pure evil. Yeah, it's just people try to do different business, and they do crack down. And that's a very European model. I mean, you bought in the street. You have your potatoes and your fruits and nuts and all that stuff, even fish and stuff, fish markets and stuff. And that's where people go. They go buy stuff fresh. They're not getting junk processed. And that's the way it is to a lot of Europe, Middle East. They you go to the markets, and yeah, that's exactly right, Spartan. That's exactly right. Yeah, and I'm not doing that. I'm not going to jack legs. Okay, kids, we're going to have to give you a ticket. You can't sell lemonade here. How do we ever teach them if they can't have a little capitalism, learn how to do it? And what I'm going to stop and buy the lemonade, even if it's bad lemonade, just because I want to help the kid out. You can give them pointers, but usually it's pretty good. I've done that before. In fact, and I appreciate. There's a couple, some kids, and my granddaughter's done it. They've gotten together, and this is what I like. They're raised right. They don't have their hand out. Now they still ask for things, and they know that the challenging times. But the kids that my granddaughters, they have all said, we're going to see if we can go rake leaves for somebody, do some things for them and make some money. We want to go do this. And they've done the lemonade before. They've went and raked leaves. They've picked up things out of their yard and just any little thing like that they could do. And these kids were at the first time they did that, I don't think they were 10 years old yet. They were going about, and people gave them a little jobs to do. Said, yeah, I hadn't had a chance to do it. You get a little older, you start cutting the grass. I did that. I'd go down the street. You just push your mower down the street with a gas can, and you go up and knock. And they might have even usually mow their yard. Sometimes they'll just say, yeah, go ahead. I usually mow it, but yeah, go ahead. And you make yourself some money. That's the thing they want to stop. They want to stop you from doing all that stuff and making it official business, and they can tax it and all that stuff. But come on, that's a lot different than some of the business out there when you get bigger. And I know up to a certain point they don't charge. You don't really pay a tax on stuff. But it's all about control of the money, where it's going, who it's going to, and cashless society is quickly becoming a reality. And people are almost shocked when you pull out cash nowadays. Shouldn't be. It's like, oh, great cash, because it needs. They want to control it. They want to keep. They want to keep their hand in your pocket and at least see where you're spending that money. They track you that way. You know, how many times have you bought something and the next thing you know, all the marketing comes into the mailbox? You don't give that company nothing. You just went in and bought a product, you used your card, and next thing you know, that stuff is coming in. Or how about this? You say something in front of your phone that's listening all the time, and your phone starts pushing ads to you through different mediums and stuff. I mean, tell me there ain't something to that. You didn't look for it online; you just said it. We've noticed that a lot of us have talked about that we have had those things happen where we mention certain things, and it could be anything. and all of a sudden that would start being sent to all your social medias and stuff. Yeah, but there's more to that than just that's not coincidence. And I'm not deep down that hole, but I'm going to tell you I'm deep enough to know that everything's being listened, watched, and it's all tied back together. The the rascally rascals. Well, hey, I got to go to work myself today. I'll be on for just a couple more minutes here, and I got to get off and I'm going to go to work. But I'll be tooling around the internet. I watch Killer Carl tonight, and Steve, if you get online, I'll try to catch you. And we'll be back on in the morning with the Sunday morning in the Word, and a couple of shows tomorrow, maybe three. I'm catching up. I had a rough week or so with work, and my wife's health has been a challenge. I've been helping her, and was going to go into work today, but I decided not to. It's hard to make yourself do that, right? It's really hard to make yourself go. Sometimes it's just like, do I really want to? No, it's nice. The overtime's nice, but you need that rest as well. So you have been pushing really hard, man. I thought about that the other day. Your particular thing requires a lot of energy and a lot. And I wondered because you push pretty hard. I know you work hard. You do a lot in your podcast, and I appreciate that, man. You gotta take care of you. Sometimes you just need a break from stuff. Sometimes I'm taking the day off. You feel like you're the bug instead of the windshield or something. It's driving you instead of you driving it. Sometimes podcasts can feel like that. It's like, then you realize I can cancel a show. You feel I felt almost guilty before. Like I know there's somebody waiting on the show, but it's like, you know what? They'll be okay. Sometimes you just have to do it. I've been so worn down, body tired, mentally tired. Oh my goodness, just tired and hurting a little bit actually. Back and stuff. I'm better. I told my wife. I said I feel like I'm back, kind of back to myself. Ever for 2 weeks, It was a struggle to do any show, and I just felt like, man, I had a couple of times I just had to take a break. I wasn't feeling good, and I let Rob out. He's had the same thing. So and in one case, I just didn't do a show, or I moved it. I actually moved. I try to move them and catch them up. I still like doing them, but sometimes it's just not a good time. Also small enough to do that for now. Yeah, you'll be the blacksmith conglomerate. You'll have the business. You'll be the Duck Dynasty of smithing. They have Pine Forest. You have your own reality show, and that'd be great. It's kind of that now, really. But you will have the people, the tour groups coming by, the kids, the schools will be, the buses will be coming up to see. You'll have to get a new place. You'll get so big you're going to have a working like farm or a bigger shop with a lot of parking, so school kids can come through and they can get you know you'll be given demonstrations about the blacksmith and many other things. They'll be calling you Uncle Steve. Hey, Uncle Steve, could you tell us about the flag again? And why do you like weapons again? What is that First Amendment thing? Second Amendment? What is that? Tell us, Uncle Steve. You'll have shirts on the wall, live free or die, and I can see it, man. It's all coming clear. Your bumper sticker will be on cars. Oh, you retire a very rich man. You'll turn it all over to someone. That's true, my man. I'm still one of the biggest blacksmithing channels on Rumble. Third or fourth, somewhere around there. Pretty sure I'm the only one who live stream. That's interesting. I do like that you do that. I think that does make a difference. We're kind of a niche like that. We're very different. It's like when people ask us, what is your podcast theme? the guy asked us earlier, and I said, dude, it's all over the place. I mean, it's everywhere. I said, we're not we do what we want to do because we enjoy it. So I said, we do everything from comedy, family, ministry to politics. And he said, hey, I'm political. I like that you do. I said, yeah, we'll do those shows. Come on, we'll talk about it. And I think he's going to come on with us. Like he's not just watching; he's going to come on with us. So, but you got to have your own space. You got to find your niche and stuff. And I think that we found that. I think we have it, and I think we're further exploring it. And we may dabble in things that other people are doing. I mean, for sure, there's things that other people are doing, but I don't think that we're copying anybody at all. I think that we do our own thing, and I think I'm one of the few blacksmith who live streams at all across all platforms. That's good, which is a brave thing to do. I mean, you think about it, you're like a school, a blacksmith school going live, and you're creating, uh, you know, you're creating right there in front of them. So there's those times you're chunking. It's like, well, that didn't work. Like the whole wood resin thing, I still that was hilarious. If nothing else, that was a show you can go see, folks. It don't always work. But that was one of those where you say, okay, that didn't work, out the door. But then you create and you do a lot of stuff, and I like that it's all coming out of your mind, and you may have an idea, you may have gotten that idea from somebody else, but you have your own ideas you put on it, and you're sketching it out in your brain, and you're putting that out there live for people to see it being done, and and I think that's makes you real, man. And I think for me, I appreciate that. That's like for us, we always decided to let the mistakes stay in. It had to be a massive mistake, something. Well, we have been asked to take down a video before, or something we mentioned. There was one time that we were asked, and we did it. We actually we just pulled it off the streams. It wasn't important for us, and I think I clipped it out eventually. We put it back up, but it, did we have a right to say that? Well, yeah, but we were not trying to. We wanted to be friendly to the people we were working with, and so we did that. But but yeah, I think that's cool. Steve said it would be cool if I could do some kind of live stream lesson with another creator, but the logistics would be unbelievably difficult to pull off. Yeah, I could see that. But that would be awesome as well. Have you ever thought about doing anything outdoor? That would be cool too if you had like outdoor backdrop. I know maybe in your neighborhood you couldn't do that, but that would be cool if you were like doing something over one of those, and you had a ridge or something behind you, a stream or something. That would be cool because you could do the maybe you could if you had something that you could go somewhere and do it. Uh, you know, a one off. Just do it every once in a while. That would be neat. To have. I mean, with the propane, you could you could carry that. Well, yeah, that's true. But I don't know. I just I don't know how much you. I just said it would be a neat thing if you had like you could still have like ups a couple of walls or something, but you would see the grass and a tree. Maybe they have my I don't know looking back towards the front of it or so. Anyway, it would just be a thought. Do an outdoor project that would be cool. You know, uh, don't set your grass on fire or nothing like that. We were talking. Our friend neighborhood has a rule. That's cute. Sips tea. Good luck with that, guys. uh, Hillbilly last night. He said he had to rush. We hadn't went live yet, but he said he rushed off camera and he said, "Oh man, I about set my house on fire." He had some wood laying against his heater to dry it out, and it got hot on that side and started smoking. He's like, "Whoa, that was pretty cool." But I got to get out of here. It's been a little over an hour, and I really do got to go to work, and I'm going to check on my wife and take care of a couple things. So thanks a lot for watching. It's been fun. I didn't really have a theme for this other than just wanting to get online and say hey. and Rumble, kind of a Rumble. We're doing a few other streams. Got quite a few people in here. Thanks for stopping by the Southern Fried. Appreciate your support. Give us a follow, a like, a share. The Half Pine Forge Live. Give him follows as well if you want to watch a pretty cool dude, blacksmith. I mean, he's a good guy. We pick at him, but he's a good guy, and he's much smarter than I am. He does things that I could never do, and I think that's cool. But have a great Saturday. The weather is beautiful where I'm at. I hope it's beautiful where you are. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy being an American, and let's enjoy all the rights we have. If you're listening from across the sea somewhere, have a great day where you're at. But I'm very happy with being American. I don't have any guilt or shame, or I don't feel bad about anything. I'm extremely excited about being an American and continuing to live free. And the only problem I have is when sick perv politicians want to take my money or limit my rights or destroy the country. Then I have a problem with that. And thank God for John Fetterman. I hope he stands up and tells his party all off and says, "Hey, you know what? Get it together." I think they're going to have to end the government's going to have to start up soon. It's getting ugly, and somebody's got to give, and the Dems are going to have to be the one to do that because they're the ones asking for things. They just need to leave it alone. Just get the country going again. You made your point. You lost. Just move on. It's going to back up on you, and I hope it does. You deserve everything for that, hurting Americans. And, for those that need it, I get it. For those that's freeloading, get out and get a job. It's simple as that. And, pay your own way. Be a leader of your family. Take care of your kids. There are people who need help. They can't help. Things have happened. But a lot of people, they're just taking off the country. I've always worked. I work 2 jobs and podcast. And, we all can do it. Work. That's a concept. Work. Let's say this and I'll go. I was talking to a friend of mine and he was talking about companies and he said, the people of my generation, we'll just work and we'll do more because that's what we do. They say, here, do this, and they add this. And he said, we just do it. He said, people today, they said, I'm not doing that for that. They just say it. And companies are giving them more money to do less. Think about that. More money to do less than what we did. Strange day we live. Absolutely strange. But anyway, have a great day out there. God bless you. Appreciate Rumble. We have a few in here on Rumble, a lot are not. Get your Rumble app and give the Southern Fried and Half Pine Forge Live a follow. We have SF Podcasting and Southern Fried Podcast. And just have a great day. Let me find a song that I want because I feel like going out with something a little bit different, and I have found it. Have a great day. We'll see you soon. Oh, yeah.
Mud on your boots, dirt on your hands, fight in your eyes, scars on your plans. Who you gonna be when the lights all fade? When the stage is gone, when the debts ain't paid. Just how big a boy are you when the chips fall, when the fish fly? Just how big a boy are you when the truth comes, when the lies die? Big talk ain't the weight you carry. Truck in a no-name town, dust on your tongue, rain won't come down. What's the measure of a man with nothing to show? When the wind cuts deep, when the seeds don't grow. Just how big a boy are you when the walls crack, when the earth shakes? How big a boy are you when your pride bends, when your heart breaks? Big time.
you can raise your chin, but the mirror don't care about the fire within. How far will you go? How much will you lose when it's blood for blood and you gotta choose? Just how big a boy